Hello, and welcome to part one of my GSA tutorial video series for uni students. This video will be to show you how to set up your GSA model as well as how to apply nodes. So for starters, when you open GSA, you'll be greeted with this screen. So we're just going to hit New Model. This is just bookkeeping. So if you have multiple models on the go, you can keep track of them through here, but since we're just using one, we can skip this. So here we have the structure. So this is essentially how many dimensions the model is going to have. So we're just going to go with space, since that would just give us X, Y, and Z and as much freedom as possible. You can put it into plane, but you can produce 2D structures in space, which just makes it easier to keep that as it is. Just keep that as no restraints for now. Units. So generally, your units will be set to this. However, as engineers, you're going to want to set it to kilonewton meters, as this gives you your deflections in millimeters and your stresses in megapascals and your forces in kilonewtons, which makes it much easier to apply models. So for the design codes, this is just, obviously, if you're in Britain, you're going to want to use the British design codes for both steel and concrete. If you're in a different country, you can apply your countries through here, but for now, just leave it as is. And grids and stories, that just allows you to apply different grids to build your model around, but for now, we're just going to leave that as is. Not very important. So that's how it should look for you. So if you just click next, these are all just, we can apply these through the actual model itself, which would be easier to show. So just leave this as it is as well. Right, so now you should have this on your screen. This is the visual representation of your model. Now, if you notice, we've got a red, green, and blue line, even though it disappears when you're not rotating. And that is these angles here. This is very important because many students will just automatically assume that up is Y, across is X, and into the plane is Z, but in reality, Z is up and Y is into the plane. So if you wanted to produce a structure which goes in the air, across, and then down, you want to use the X and Z or Y and Z, not X and Y. So always make sure you've got an idea of what orientation you're building your structure in relative to this here. So for starters, we're going to entirely rely on this portion. This here is all you need for the start, for the first few tutorials that I'm going to show you here. All this stuff over here, that's for more advanced situations. You don't need that right now. So to apply nodes, very simple. You go over here, see nodes, double click that. You then get your coordinate system. So this is your number of nodes. So every time you produce a new node, so 0, 0, 0, that is now produced a node at 0, 0, 0. So if you go back, you can see there has been a node produced at 0, 0, 0. Go back to your nodes. So this is the number of nodes you have active. So we have one node active now. You want to apply it somewhere else. So say we want to apply one a few meters off in the X direction. So along this route, very simple. We know we just want to put that at, say, 5. Leave that at 0, leave that at 0. Go back, and we now have two nodes that are 5 meters across. And yeah, that's pretty much just how you apply nodes. You figure out where the node is in space, and then from wherever you start, you just apply the coordinates in real space. So for now, we'll go 5, 0, 5, 0, 0, 5. I'm using Z to go up because, as we mentioned previously, Z is up, and so therefore we have produced in the sky. If I set it to Y, it would be off in this direction, which we don't want. We're also going to, that should have, yep, we now have 4 nodes, there we go. So we now have 4 nodes, one at 0, 0, 0, one 5 meters in the sky, one 5 meters across and one both 5 meters across and 5 meters in the sky. All right, so that's part one done.